Repeat. Nice.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the bench. So today we're going to go over kind of building out a duty gun and the two choices that I kind of had to make in doing that, and then all the accessories that I put into the duty gun. So huge shout out to Brownells. Brownells is awesome. Brownells supplied almost everything in this video. Just an awesome kick-ass company, and probably just one of the nicer companies that you can go to if you need to get anything. But Brownells, just huge shout out. That's just my cleaning there. Go check out Utreon if you want to support the channel. As of right now, I don't have any videos a week early on Utreon as of this moment, but I promise I will get there. But you can take part in the monthly Q&A. You can do all sorts of fun stuff over at Utreon that is kind of exclusive to that platform. You can ask me any sort of questions, and I will do my very best to answer them. Do what I can. So there you go. Please go head on over to Utreon. That link will be in the comments down below. Also, getting into this, Brownells, yes, I do have to state, Brownells sent a lot of the stuff out to the channel for review, so I cannot go ahead and tell you that, you know, these are unbiased opinions. No matter what, there's always some sort of bias. I can't go ahead and state enough that I love these products. I would have bought most of these products if they weren't supplied to me by Brownells, you know, themselves. If I had to go out and buy them, I totally would. Like that's what I want my honest opinion to be said. If I had to buy any of these products here, I would go buy them with my own money, no questions asked. Like these are probably some of the best products that I could come up with in building a duty gun. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about, let's kind of go through the 19 first in building the duty firearm. The reasons why I went with what I did, I understand if you're a police officer and you're looking at this video and you're like, hey, I can't use any of this stuff. First of all, this video really, yeah, it could probably be geared to you, but I am not a cop. But let's just go ahead and go through this. There are some things on here that are totally department non-standard and they're not allowed. I'm just going to go ahead and just state that right off the bat. But I don't really care. This is more for the civilians who want a duty grade gun, like just normal people. Cops are civilians too, don't forget. But if you just want a standard duty grade gun and you want it to work really well, let's just get this out of the way. I like the Glock 19. It's a great platform. The SCT-19 frame right here, the St. Croix Tactical, is a fantastic frame. It's a 100% serialized frame. It comes to you with all the stippling, gas pedal, all the fun stuff. I like the stippling, but I don't like how, like, do you see how, like, I overhang for the Glock 19? Like, my hands are just too big for the Glock 19. Like, to me, this is a concealed carry gun for sure, but this is not like a, what I would call a daily driver. You know, like just something that I would love to just carry around daily. Like it does, I'm just going to generalize. For the ladies out there who want an aggressively stippled gun, or guys with smaller hands, or just smaller frame dudes in general. Like granted, I'm not a big dude. I'm not out here being 6'4" or anything like that. I am 5'8" and a quarter. And yeah, let's just go ahead and state this. I just have big mittens. Like that's it. Like that's all I've got. So I really enjoy how this frame works. I like the gas pedals on this. I'm left-handed, so you know, I'm happy there's a gas pedal over here. Shoots really well. My only problem with my Glock 19 is my pinky hangs down and I get a little bit of a slide bite here. Like it just happens. There's nothing I can do about it. But in building out this frame, I stuck with standard Glock internals. I did go with the Brownells versions of the Glock internals. I do know they're not made by Glock, but they're pretty much identical. If you check this out, like they have a complete lower parts kit, I think, for not super expensive. And then you can go pick up what's called a ghost connector. It looks almost identical to this, but this is for the 43 and the 43X. But it looks almost identical to that. And it's a 3.5 pound. It actually comes out, I want to say, it's excessively a little bit more than 3.5 pounds. But it's a fantastic trigger. I like this gun. I like how it's set up. The Brownells window slide, along with that Roscoe barrel that you can go pick up at Brownells. And then the RMR. That's the only problem I have with the RMR is it is a small window. So even running suppressor height sights on here, I mean, let's go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. The suppressor height sights on here are a bit excessive, and they do block most of the window there. So you are going to be running suppressor height sights and an RMR. You might want to rethink that unless you're really good at picking up your dot on the draw. I will say, because I'm used to bigger dots, I have my 509T, the Hollow Sun, and the E-Flex over there. All of those have much larger windows. So if you practice a lot with the RMR, you'll be good with it. But if you don't practice a lot and you're not concerned about all of that, we'll talk about other options here in a minute. But yeah, you can pick up all this stuff. Brownells has slide completion kits right now. I mean, they are fantastic. They even come with a barrel and these XS sights. So these XS sights, these are Ameriglow sights, not XS. These Ameriglow sights were kind of a bitch to put on. I'm just going to go ahead and state that off the bat. They were a huge pain in the ass to put on, like to drawing them through and all that. Like I did a lot of filing and they weren't that easy to put on. But they do work really well. They are zeroed. They last really long. They're metal. They're not the plastic ones that everybody bitches about, which, to be honest, I never run iron sights anyway. So it doesn't really bother me. I will say though, if you are running this front end is not beveled, you will catch that on your holster. You're running a duty rig. I did catch that on my Safari-Line hood a few times, and I finally just ripped off the Safari-Line hood. Like, I wasn't even going to deal with it. If you're in the duty area and you need that, either a security guard or anything like that, I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, just standard, cheap Glock. Like, it works, it functions, it's fantastic. I love this gun. Now let's move on to the 17. All right, with the 17, probably my favorite duty gun. It's big. It's got a lot of just, it's got that factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's big. It fits my hand really well. Like, I love the way that it looks. The X300. By the way, I did test both these out with the X300 in a Safari-Line holster. Because the SCT-19 frame is a little bit thicker going this way, you cannot run the X300 on here and have it fit in your Safari-Line holster. It does not fit really well. So I did have to run this gun without a light because I didn't want to go out and get a different light. So that's just how that goes. But yeah, the X300 Turbo, probably a fantastic light. If you're in the market and you're looking for a great light, I highly recommend that. Yesterday, I put a boatload of rounds through this at the range, had a lot of fun with it. It was working well. I ran it suppressed, which I was having problems with my Glock magazine in this. So my Glock mags kind of suck. I don't know, I've just not replaced them. But running my Magpul, Glock 19 PMags or Glock 17 PMags, they've been working fantastic. So I'm just going to keep running those until they fail on me, and I'll pick up some more. I'm probably going to pick up some more PMags anyway here in not too long from now, because the Glock mags that I've been having, I think they're just so old and beat up that they're not feeding well. I have no idea, but we'll figure that out at some point. And then I did upgrade the internals in here just a little bit. Standard everything, but the Apex trigger comes with a different trigger shoe, and trigger bar. So I upgraded all that along with a cleaner spring, and then the connector is an Apex also. The Apex is just a little bit spongy right there, but the brake is very clean. Like it's a little, like right here, little spongy, but the brake is very clean. Honestly, one of the nicer triggers I've had. And then a lot of these Apex triggers, if you're looking for it, these are department rated. So if you're looking for an Apex trigger, I don't know if the purple's department rated, but I do know that they are department rated. So a lot of police officers can run these if need be. X300 Turbo, awesome ergonomics for that. Momentary, and you can push for constant on. It does run on 2 CR123s. That is a good one. And then this Brownells window slide. I will be getting maybe another Roscoe barrel very soon. I love these Roscoe. I love Roscoe barrels, and I just think that they are the tits, and I like an aftermarket barrel. I don't know why. I mean, you'll never outshoot the Glock barrel that's in here, but I do like the Roscoe barrels. They do look good, and they have kind of that better aesthetic to me. But if I don't need to, I probably won't. But I do want to port this at some point. I want to go get this barrel ported just to try and run a ported barrel, and then have another barrel just running as my backup. Now, getting to probably the thing everybody wants to know, the EOTech E-Flex. Probably one of my favorite optics for a handgun right now. It is assembled in America. It does not state that this is made in America, so that's the thing. I think they get a lot of components from overseas and they assemble it in America. Sure, that's great. EOTech is a good American company. I do know that for sure, but I don't know if they get the parts from China or from like other companies or countries. I'm not going to go ahead and speculate, but it is a pretty decent optic. I've been enjoying it so far. I got it real dirty with the suppressor yesterday running this guy, but other than that, I mean, this was fantastic. Like, I loved running this gun. This gun shot fantastic. I mean, just real quick rapid fire sessions. There was nothing out of the box that was beating this whatsoever. So yeah, I think the only thing I need to do now is just go get the frame stippled. Definitely talk to Center Customs about that. See about getting a sweet frame stippling job on here and just pushing that out to you guys and letting you guys know. But if you're in the market for a duty gun, just grab yourself a Glock 17 and just start adding the parts on that you want to add on. Yeah, Glock 17, sure, you can go with the Gen 5 if you don't want to get an optics cut slide or anything like that, and you can just kind of go from there. But honestly, guys, this is a good gun. I love how this looks. I love how it feels, and it runs like a champ. Like, there was no problems with this thing yesterday. So I will do more of an in-depth. We're gonna take this out and we're just gonna keep beating it up. I'm gonna see how this works. I want to see how it is carrying it, if I want to carry it, because I do have a tier 1 concealed holster on the way for this. I just want to see how this optic's gonna hold up. I really want to see kind of how everything's gonna do. So that's my next main goal. I'll keep you guys up to date on this, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you just enjoyed at the shooting footage, some of the reasons why I went with a lot of this stuff and why I wanted to build it. If you have like a thing that you want to do, by all means. Again, if you're a police officer out there and you want to use some of this to kind of build out your own gun, by all means. I'm not trying to hoard information. It's not like you can't watch my videos. But thank you guys so much for tuning into the bench, and I hope you guys had a good one. And yeah, can't say what I used to say because people used to complain. As always, have a good one.